live. So it says we're live, but I believe that I may have to change that because I had it as unlisted. So, and even for our live, hey everybody, it's okay.
Well, it looks
It
like there's
happens.
a countdown that we're live. So,
Yeah, it's showing that, but it may be that I have it unlisted. Let me check because I didn't want us to go right away. And yes, let me see, public. Let's see if it, yeah. So I think we're public now, Majoy. I think
okay.
that's what's happening. So let me just double check on it as I go in because I would hate to do this and us not be public. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Okay. So today I have the privilege of speaking with another wonderful content creator who we're going to talk about her channel today, her passions, what she's doing to grow her channel, anything that she wants to discuss. But the first thing I'm going to do, I think, to introduce somebody would be to let you introduce yourself, Majoy. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are.
Well, hello everyone. I'm actually really grateful to be invited to tonight for me to in the morning for you over there. Thanks for having me over to your channel, and of course, just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Majoy. I'm originally from Manila, but I'm based in Singapore. So if you have any viewers from Singapore, perhaps I just want to say hello to them as well. And of course, viewers from the Philippines and of course from all parts of the world. So I'm one of the new content creator as well. And I am very excited about this journey. So yeah, so I just want to say hello to everyone, and I hope you're all able to see this. If not replay, hopefully some people will be able to join in shortly.
And I wanted to ask you, Majoy, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? And how has that vision, since you've started it, evolved over time?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I think um, all my life I've been doing sales, and the biggest portion of what I do in sales is being in public, conducting daily trainings, daily briefings. So I'm constantly in public speaking setting, if you may. And so that was just a natural thing for me. And um, I think one of the reason why I'm here is also because I felt like my previous job was not so pleasant, and I think somehow in hindsight I just want to say thanks for that bad experience, because if not because of that, it's one of those blessing in disguise. So I
Mhm.
think if not because of that bad experience, where I had to kind of like decide to quit, because the experience was not so pleasant. The workplace was very abusive and everything. And so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna move on. And I was guested. What happened was I stopped working for a few months, and then there's this YouTube content creator in Singapore. He's a Russian guy, and what he does is he interview a lot of expats or expatriate living in Singapore. And so, cut the long story short, I was selected to represent the Filipino community in Singapore, where we just basically talk about your life experience in Singapore and all this good stuff. It's also kind of like this. It's a very, very free flow conversation, and just being able to share your feelings and your experience living in Singapore as a Filipino. So after that, the response or the feedback that I got from that particular interview on camera. I mean, I've done job interviews and other interviews before, but not in the camera, like in the space like this. And so the review and the response was overwhelmingly positive, and then everyone was like, "You should have your own channel." She's like, you're just natural on camera. And I'm like, really? I never really thought about that, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, somehow I just thought about like, you know what? I have material. I've got a 25 years of experience that I should not just park somewhere and say, I'll see you when I'm on my retirement period. So I felt like that was a moment. That was the moment of me really thinking about YouTube because I've been watching YouTube forever. I'm consuming YouTube every day as
Mhm.
a consumer, but I never really thought about the day will come that I will be on the other side of the spectrum, which is the one creating, the one saying, please click like and subscribe, please, support the channel and all these things. So I think after that experience, I felt like, okay, this could be my calling. Could this be what I was supposed to do or I was meant to do or to be doing after that bad experience? So I gave it a shot and I think I never looked back and will never look back.
That is a fascinating experience. I mean, because I've listened to a lot of people talk about how they've started their YouTube channel, and this one is
Mm.
very unique, which leads me into what makes your content, you think, unique in terms if you compared it to other creators in your niche.
Oh, wow. I love that question because I've been drumming about that idea since the beginning of my channel. I think occasionally I'm able to stress that out in one video or the other. I think because, okay, so my channel is basically about sales related topics. So all my life I've been in sales. I started as a salesperson, became a sales trainer, became a sales manager, and all this journey. So this is all I've done on my life. I don't have any other skills in my resume apart from just pure sales in that spectrum.
Yeah.
So I feel like one thing so unique about my channel is because I came from the hospitality setting. So how we work in sales is very ethical. So yes, we're selling, but we're not forceful. Yes, we're selling, but we still communicate in the most educated, in the most professional, in the most hospitable way.
Sure.
So I think the environment where I came from, although it was selling, it was still the very bottom of the businesses. I need to get my sales done. I have my KPI to meet. I need to train my sales team to get their sales together. But there's so much professionalism and hospitality approach in it. And I think it translates so heavily on my channel that my approach is I'll train you how I was trained.
Mm,
You don't need to be rough. You don't need to be cutthroat in the business of sales as much as most channels produce this
yeah.
approach, and that makes mine extremely unique because of the background. It's kind of like I was brought differently. I grew up in a home where we don't have to be forceful. So yeah, that
Sure.
basically translates to my materials and to my channel.
Yeah, and with all that experience that you have, so you have tons and tons and tons of experience to be able to pass on and to help others, And I know that it's helped me personally, even though one would assume that a content creator is not
Mm.
in sales. One would assume, but
Yes,
is not true because creating the brand, you have
yeah.
to, sell yes, you have your content. Yes, you have certain things like this, but you have to kind of sell that as well,
Mm.
especially when you start creating, maybe you're creating courses, maybe you're creating some type of ebook, maybe you already
Mm.
have something, I don't know, but marketing, selling, all of those things, for someone, a content creator like myself who's not experienced in that part
Yeah.
of this space. When I found connected with you, which was actually through another creator that was showing us what we needed to
Yes, yes.
I
Yes.
was so happy because I was like at first like what does sales really, have to do with me? But I want
Mhm.
to support, right? So I go over there. I'm like, "Wait, this has everything to do with what I need."
Mhm.
And you're so
Mhm.
great at teaching it. So it was very comfortable, very very easy for me just to follow and take some tips that I need. And so if you see me looking this way, it's just because I put my notes over here of questions that I want to ask. So um, the next thing I want to ask you, which is maybe going down a rabbit hole, but what is the most challenging aspect of running a YouTube channel, and how do you overcome these challenges?
Oh wow. Well, my channel is 2 months and 2 weeks old. I think the biggest challenge is to really meet my personal target, my personal expectation for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Since day one, um, keep in mind I'm a salesperson. Salespeople operate that way. We operate based on goals and target. But this is a different ball game because yes, I'm selling myself. I'm selling my brand. I'm selling every video I produce. I'm selling it to the public. They just don't know it, but I'm selling it to them. From the title to the thumbnail to the description to the content to the way I look, the way I talk, the way I put the thing together.
Yeah.
Because that's my product, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like the biggest challenge is okay, I think I have produced 82 videos as of today.
Wow.
And so my goal, not frustration, but like to answer your question, I feel like the challenge is like finding that product
Yeah.
that would just hit everyone. But then again, I've learned that there's how many billions of YouTube viewers every day. So I'm not aiming for all of them, but I think just for my content to reach the right people is good enough for me.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, in the essence, that's the biggest challenge for me is getting my content to the right people.
I
Because
think
I
that
don't need people to I don't need people subscribing on my channel and they're not really my content is not useful to them. I don't like that because I don't subscribe on random channels as well, and not get anything from it. Um, even as before YouTube, even before I became a part of the YouTube content creator community. So I think, yeah, it's the biggest challenge. I just keep producing and producing and producing and just see, which content, what topic would actually, yeah, hit the crowd that I'm actually been looking for the past 2 months and a half.
so I heard something. It's funny that you say that one video, right? Something that just
Yeah.
reaches everybody. I
Mm.
heard because I don't know about you, but I know I consume a lot of channels
Mm.
that teach you.
Yeah.
You need to do this,
Yeah.
push this button, do this.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Me too. Yeah.
and
I.
so I saw a creator say, you know what, it's just good. It only matters what your number is. So wherever, how many videos does it take? 100 videos? Does it take 5 videos? 200 videos for your video to kind of go viral and for it to get pushed out to those
Yeah.
people that that need your content, that want to consume your content for whatever reason that they need.
Mm.
So I think, all of us, have kind of have that idea. Um, in that regard, can you share a moment or a video that you are most proud of and why it would stand out for you?
Oh wow. Um, I need to be very modest with this question because I feel that every single video I have created is actually really came from a very, very big part of me in terms of taking me back to a lot of memory lane because this is the only thing I've done all my life. So
Wow.
every time I create a content, it's like it takes me back to the setting where I was in the same office in 1999, in 2004, in 2012. It's just a really nostalgic process for me because I'm not a content creator forcing myself to create, to post something. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually holding back a lot because I don't want to overwhelm the viewers and I don't want to exhaust myself. I can tell you since I became a content creator, I have not been sleeping really good like before because my brain is constantly working and it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think to seriously answer your question, I think the very first video to me, although it's very cringe in many ways, I think that's a special video because that was the icebreaker for me. That was a make it or break it moment. That's like, okay, if I can put out one video, if I can press record and put myself out there and understand that there's no turning back. Because
Yeah.
when I created this channel, I know that I'm not going to be a quitter. It doesn't matter where this channel would go in 1 year time, in 6 months time. If I still have the same number of average viewers, same
Mm-hmm.
number of subscribers, and it's not really grown significantly like most channels, I don't think I will ever quit because this is somehow it's therapeutic for me to do this because like I said, if you've done something all your life and it stopped and then here you are having an opportunity to do it again, and
Mm-hmm.
this time it's within my control.
Mm-hmm.
This time I am the creative producer. I produce, I create, I direct, I'm the actress. So it's all on me basically. So I think that's the greatest part about being in this space because if you really have a passion on a certain topic or your niche, you should be unstoppable in my opinion. Nothing can stop you. Not no dropping subscriber, no little views can stop me, for instance, because I'm doing this at the beginning. It's really a passion project,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm building my brand. I'm hopefully gonna turn into something in terms of the growth of the channel, in terms of more people will benefit from what I offer. That's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest bonus of this whole journey is when people would message me or a subscriber would message me and say, "Hey, I learned something from that," or "I like that. I've never thought about it that way." I think that's the most rewarding part on content creating because let's face it, we need 1,000 views to get like what 50 cents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would rather take one person out of the 3 billion viewers of YouTube and say, "Hey, I just bumped into your channel. You mentioned something I've never heard before. I learned from that. Thanks. Goodbye."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it's very
yeah,
satisfying. I can tell you that, you
yeah,
know, just like that one, if
yeah,
anyone, reaches out to you, whether they put it on chat or I've had some
mm,
people email me to say, that really helped me. It's
yeah,
like, oh, okay, so I actually was able to share what I have inside and it actually helped
mm,
someone. So, in
yeah,
that, it's a great segue into my next question for you, which is how do you engage with your audience, your viewers, and build that community around your channel? Because that's one of the things that really
mm,
attracted me towards your channel and towards your content and whole, other than I need it, is that you are building a community. Because you mentioned that's one thing to put content out, but it's another thing to want to build that community and attract the subscribers that actually need your content and
mm.
will engage. So how do you get your viewers to engage? How do you build that community?
That's a very, very timely question too. Today I posted this morning, which is was at nighttime for you. You were still sleeping, I guess, when I posted this on my community tab.
But my
So I
spider
posted.
senses told me you were posting, so I had to get up. That must have been why I woke up.
So on my community tab, I posted um, kind of like a message for everyone, and just saying that, look, I would like for everyone to know, for every single subscriber in this channel to know that this is an open space where please follow the thread of what I'm posting. So what I posted there was, I said, please post your channel name and then what the viewers are going to get out of your channel.
Wow.
And I said I wanted every single subscriber in this channel to be feel free about this. And there's a few who made a comment, and of course they were happy about that. And I said, it's not also about let me subscribe to you or let me give you a like. It's not really the purpose of that. I think it's also like, what if one of your subscribers actually can make use of another subscriber's content? Maybe she's going through something really difficult, and that person is perhaps like you, who can help some, who has experience in that department, so to speak.
Mhm.
So I wanted it to be like that, because I also notice in a lot of channels there's always like a lot of restriction, like they kind of block you, or they tell don't solicit for subscribers, or don't how to say, try to connect with viewers in a sense where it looks like
Oh,
you're just using the comment section to ask for subscribers, because it can happen. I've seen many of that where they go to a very heavy traffic video, and then everyone, and obviously you can see the content creators because we have the blue kind of thingy on against of after our name, which shows how many
yeah.
subscribers you got. So my point is, I feel, to answer your question, I feel like for me, I really would just like this channel to have a real community, because I joined a lot of community online. I'm a member of like Singapore expat groups. I'm a member of Entrepreneur Women, and there's thousands of members in there. And it's great because sometimes there's a situation where you are connected to someone, and I wanted the community tab in my channel to be a place like that, not just me posting stuff, but I wanted to be like, hey, post your channel here, promote whatever you want to promote here. This is an open space. We all have to do what we have to do in life. So feel
Yeah.
free to do that. So I think that's my initiative today. I hope not many of them have responded yet, but I'm okay with that, because I find that also that's the biggest challenge sometimes in any channel. That if you have 2 million subscribers, and if you look at the comment section, it will be like 80 people on average. So the ratio between the subscribers and the people who participate is very, very significant gap. So like, yeah, so that's to answer your question. I think that's what I did today, with the intent of having everyone to talk in the comment section, talk to each other, share what you want to share, and
Mhm.
who knows.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Thank you for pointing that out. And I'm sure some of the
Mhm.
viewers maybe didn't realize that there are some spaces that you go to where you're not
Yeah.
really allowed to. I guess I never noticed or realized that that
Yeah.
happened. But also pointing out, because I have seen it, but it's never really
Hmm.
resonated with me until you pointed it out, where you could have a huge channel with, you know,
Yeah.
don't know, tons and tons, millions maybe of subscribers. But then when you look at the proportion of people that are actually engaging and
Hmm.
commenting, it's
Yeah.
comparatively low.
Yeah. It's
And
really, it's
so,
really
yeah,
low. Yeah.
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 So, this is a great question that again just goes right into the conversation, but what strategies then do you use to stay consistent with content creation? And how do you manage creator burnout? Because, you
Yeah.
mentioned, well, you have 80 something videos,
Mm.
along with engaging of community. So do you have any strategies that you
I
use to
do.
stay consistent?
I
Oh,
really
great.
do. I think I have to charge every single viewer here for that. Just
It's
kidding.
your PayPal address
I'll
in the
give you.
comments.
I'll please put the PayPal on the description below.
Yeah, because remember, I think so far, well, at least me so far, I've got a big this on how much money I've made, and I still need my. I was, you know, that's another conversation. But yeah,
Okay.
so what? what strategies are you willing to share that you have that, prevent burnout and help you stay consistent?
Okay, so this I started doing as well, and this is because again, this is what I've been doing all my life. If I am doing my sales briefing every morning, every afternoon, in just a background, I used to do morning and afternoon briefing to the
Mhm.
sales team. Obviously sales, the time is of the essence with sales. So if we had a bad morning in terms of sales production as a team, we have an afternoon briefing and talk about, okay, what happened this morning, how many declined transactions, what were the biggest objections. And so we work it out. We have 30 to 40 minutes briefing, and then we reset the day. At least that's my job as a sales coach. I reset the day for them and give them topic or content for them to work on to
Mhm.
recover from a bad morning and vice versa.
Wow.
So so that was where I came from. Is there's also so much control in terms of strategy. And I
Mhm.
really like this question because this is exactly the background where I came from. It's funny, I was just on the phone with one of my longtime friend, but she was in the same industry and my colleague for forever. And I was just on the phone with her this afternoon, and we were laughing about it. She goes, "I never imagined you'll be on YouTube. It's ridiculous." She said, "I cannot take it anymore. You're always on my screen. You're always coming out of my screen." Um, and so we talk about that, and she's actually just starting a new job with a new project. And then
Yeah.
she said, "I would have to watch your videos because I totally forgot about a lot of stuff."
Mm.
And so my point of sharing this is strategy wise, I think I created an Excel sheet, and I basically, it's just my own initiative. There's no formula for it. So I created, and from that Excel sheet, I basically put every single video. So I divided into long form, shorts, and live stream. And then, for example, majority are long form. So I put the title and then I put all the timestamp down there. So let's say
Mhm.
video number one, basic telemarketing. And then below that, I put, like, say, if I had 6 timestamps, I put those timestamps because that would indicate to me the topics that I've talked about on that particular video. So it
Yeah.
was a lot of work. And then I basically was able to also create a section where it shows how many views for that particular video. And out of 80 something videos, I did that. So to answer your question, that is my strategy in terms of not having any opportunity to be burned out. Because what I do is I go back right now on my first video. 81 videos later, when I create my content today, for example, I'm going back to my very first video based on the Excel sheet and just review what's in there. Because let's face it, we don't remember everything we've done on the last video, what you've said on your
No.
third video, what you've talked about. So the only way for me to really make sure that I'm getting it right, because I'm the type of a person, or of as a salesperson, where if I'm getting it right, I'm gonna perform really good. If I know that I'm in control of my materials. And so I go through my first video and then I review it, and I'm looking at it right at one point and I'm like, because it's a long form video, and if I have 5 tips in that video, it's 15 minutes video, I just basically touch those topics,
Yeah.
but not really in depth. So what I'm doing right now is I go through every point in that particular first video and select which one I've never gone in depth with in terms of content.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick a topic there or two, whatever my best judgment is in terms of comparing that to other 80 videos, if that actually particular topic on that timestamp appeared in any video. So it's quite a lot of work, because if I say, okay, I'll take building rapport, I'm gonna check all my other videos if I actually am satisfied
Mm-hmm.
of my delivery for that particular topic. And if
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, there's no need to overdo it, or if
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, I've just basically touched it, but not really go in depth. So then I put that on my other section of Excel. And then I put that, okay, building rapport. And then let's say the rest of the 4 points there, I'm satisfied with my delivery.
Yeah.
And so I go to second video. And then I created this list of topics that I've never really gone so long enough that the viewers deserve in terms of content, in terms of explanation. So that's how I don't feel like I have any room to get burned out. And meanwhile, I still have a ton of ideas I've never really recorded. So actually, I think I would say days before I have decided to create a
You froze on me, Majoy.
I don't know if we lost each other there. There's this ring. I hope that we were still we I hope that that was captured.
What was captured is you froze on me. So if you want to just go back maybe a sentence, because I didn't hear you either. So,
Okay. Yeah, so as I was just saying, like basically like for me, I just go back on those topics that I feel I was not really able to cover. And then before I even this is the part I think that I lost the connection or something. Um I think days before I officially click set up channel on YouTube Studio,
mm-hmm.
I was writing down a lot of topics in my head already. It was on my notes on my phone. So
Okay.
whatever I'm doing, it would something would cross my mind. I would just type it on my notes and then put my phone away. Just the topic. Because if I have a topic, I know how to. I don't do script, but just select the right topic that I feel I have have an authority to talk about it because I've experienced that. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. And I want to ask kind of a question that I didn't structure to ask, but this, but how do you feel because you have such a system and an excellent system keeps you because I know I go in there I had to think yesterday wait, did I
Mm.
talk about this already before I
Yeah.
go to create any
Mm.
idea. um
Mm.
how do you feel when you work really hard and you spend a lot of time and you think to yourself, I don't know if you've had this moment, but I know I have.
Mm.
Man, this is an awesome video. Everything looks good. The lighting's good.
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
just, I'm delivering, I've got something. And then it does nothing,
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
it digs into that, disappointment, that lack of motivation. How do you, what do you have any strategies that you use when this happens, or do you just keep it moving and hey, don't think about
Okay. I go through that a lot as
it?
well. So it doesn't matter how I think unless we have reached that level in our channel where we have thousands of viewers, we have thousands of subscribers. I think that's the only way or the period where we're gonna say, okay, it was not a. I thought it was gonna be a great video, but it wasn't. Because I have many moments like that when I felt like, wow, now even would say to myself that as soon as I press end on the video, I
Mhm.
put my mic down and I just tell myself that was banging. That was a freaking awesome video. That was solid. That's how I felt. And again, I'm a salesperson. I felt like it's me doing a pitch to a client, and I felt like he's gonna buy. He's gotta
Yeah.
buy. That was so solid. And then you post it, and then you have like 10 views in the last 3 days. Probably 10 to 7 of that will be my relatives or my family members. So I mean, for me, I think 80 something videos later, I have stopped expecting too much. realistically, I'm a new channel. I've learned to, again, at the beginning of the video, I told you as a salesperson, I have a standard, my own personal target, my personal goal, my personal standard for myself. But then again, I realized that, okay, I have really mastered, I think, the art of I don't give a damn. If you watch, if you don't watch, I'll create. Because that's the only way for me to stay motivated producing what I'm producing.
Wow. Well,
Because if I would depend on the viewers, whether it's reaching them, whether they're watching it, whether they care. A lot of times, if it's not the material that resonates to them, they don't care, and I respect that.
yeah.
Again, to my point earlier, the biggest struggle I have is the question of, is my content reaching the right audience, meaning the people who are really in the sales industry, struggling to find materials to help them get better with their sales performance, to keep their job, to make more money, and et cetera, et cetera, to secure their goals and everything. That's my biggest frustration, to be honest. It's not so much about, oh, I only have 20 views, or I only have, so it goes to say that my material is not really reaching the right people yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I mean, that's perfect. It leads right into my next question. And I think you might have answered it in a sense is what role does analytics play in your content creation process, right? And how do you use it to
mm,
improve your channel? But I think you just said not much.
no,
So
here's my take on that. It's a very great topic. I check on my analytics here and there. Guess what? I don't completely understand everything in that analytics in
sure.
terms of like based on my time on YouTube, based on my experience, and it's still
Yeah.
not generating enough analytics for me. Like for
Mhm.
example, the time when your audience are watching, I don't have that on my analytics. It says not enough data yet because I'm a new channel. So
Mhm.
perhaps in 6 months' time, I don't know, in a year, maybe it will really show there.
Mhm.
Um, so I think like for me, it's really just the analytics for me is I never really take it so seriously. Maybe I'm wrong to do that because for me, at the end of the day, I can only focus on what I can have control of, which is being very consistent with my niche, being consistent with the content that I produce.
Mhm.
So if I have 650 subscribers right now, I'm hoping that 50% of that are people who doesn't really know me.
Mhm.
And those 50% probably are really watching my channel because it has some value for them. So I
Yeah.
care about those who are in my channel. I
Mhm.
care about what they want to watch. I care about what they are interested because they stick
Mhm.
around for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they are the ones that really matters to me because they subscribe and I have to deliver to them exactly what they want. Analytics is just for me, it's okay, thanks for the information, but I think my viewers can decide more if they will unsubscribe or if they would continue watching and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very tricky thing. I think analytics is very tricky, and you cannot take it too seriously. Otherwise, it adds, for me at least, it adds more stress to me that I don't need. I
Yeah.
don't give a damn about the analytics so
Yeah,
much.
that's clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because it's funny because when, same thing, you first start, you're looking at everything. And I
Mm.
recognized yesterday I had posted, I took, which I don't know if you know this, but you can take like a short from, and you might have already done this, and maybe I'm last on the boat, where you take a short from a long form
Yeah,
video.
you remake.
Yeah, I'm the last on the boat on that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this short and I'm going to post it. And I looked at it at first. I'm like, wow, that didn't do anything. Well, the
Mm,
other day I looked at it, I was like, wow, 500 and something views, which is
mm.
really small comparatively when you're
Well,
thinking about shorts, but
yeah.
it actually got some views, but you know what else it got? Some thumbs down.
They do. They do
I,
thumbs down on shorts for whatever reason.
and
For
I don't
whatever
think
reason.
they even do it on long form videos with me. So that was be my next question. And you know my content. So it's like, are you
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
saying no to being positive? It's like, boo, no positive. No
Yeah.
help. I want no help over here. But how do you even look at those analytics? And I probably shouldn't even ask this question because you told me you don't care about analytics.
I,
So,
I, I I mean, I probably, I would say I checked, but I'm not obsessed with it.
okay.
It's not something I refresh all day long. You know what I mean? But I think, I feel like, when I set up the channel, this is a very interesting point. When I set up the channel, the one thing I'm very sure about this channel is I won't get any hater to bully me online,
Sure.
because that's the last thing I want. I did not want to create a channel where I'm putting myself in a situation where I will be bullied and my peace will be taken away.
Sure.
And to do that, I made a very conscious effort of my channel will only revolve on the content I can produce to help people. If I'm helping you, you have zero right to bully me. You have no reason to bully me or to show hate or to throw hate on the comment section. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So I think that's why checking the dislike and all these things, I think it doesn't really matter to me. But there's a few on shorts that we just somehow dislike. Maybe that topic doesn't resonate to him or to her. And I hope he have a good day for clicking dislike for a content that is valuable. I hope he doesn't hit his toe at the corner of his bed in the morning for doing that. Um,
Oh my God. I don't know who. It's so funny because I mean,
sorry, guys. Me and her, we have something. We just get into this laughing fest. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because the thing is, I'm laughing. I'm getting, at least I'm getting red, and you can see my skin is kind of pasty with the light.
Just talk to me. You'll be red.
But the thing is like I also felt like I had a channel where, you know what, no one could even probably give a thumbs down because I'm not here. I'm being very, kind. I'm giving you
Yeah.
information,
Yeah.
but no, it's still, and it's like, it's fascinating. But that's a whole nother story where, I talked on one of my videos, as talking about bullying, it really being in the online presence because of
Yeah.
the anonymity and stuff like that. So, but that takes me to the other question for you, which is what are some future goals for you for your YouTube channel? And how do you plan to actually achieve those goals? And I think you've been lining it up perfectly. So, probably just kind of summing that up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically, my goal is I'm actually trying to create a brand that resonates my skill, and a brand that would help and create courses for business professionals from all parts of the world who's watching my channel. And so my first step now is I'm almost done with my website. We're just finishing the design and stuff like that. So the website will be the vehicle for people to basically hop in and say, hey, I'm in this insurance industry and I would like to sign up for a 6-month course, stuff like that. Or I'm an individual, I'm a beginner, I need a beginner course, or we're a sales team. Can you do a sales team training? So that is actually one of the first thing that would come into the picture in hopefully before Christmas. And then one thing so neat is the designer app where you can actually translate your YouTube videos into ebooks. So I am aiming to get that together as well before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So these two together would at least um, sum all the contents I've been creating and translate it into something that is outside YouTube in terms of viewers, in terms of subscribers. This is the business aspect of of my goal,
Yeah.
and so yeah, that's the direction I'm going to. But I think that I will continue doing the YouTube channel. I still continue it because I feel like there's still a lot to do and a lot of growth for me as well. I it's funny because I feel like I have grown so much in 2.5 months. It's just amazing. It's an amazing journey. I think every new content creator can relate to
Mm-hmm.
that feeling, like from your very first video, from the recording aspect to your confidence and everything. And I think there will be days when you're so driven to do it and you do it, but there will be days when you're just like, I don't feel like doing anything because it will translate on your video. It would look like you're forced, it would look like you're tired or you're not so enthusiastic to do it.
I,
So yeah, I had days like that also. So I just like, okay, I'm not gonna record, or I didn't have enough sleep, or I'm tired, or
yeah.
whatever outside YouTube situation. We all have to deal with life in the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really great point because there will be moments, when new creators, even old established creators, but I mean, by then they have teams and teams of
Mm,
people. But, like you said, new creators are usually just wearing the hat of everything, right? So
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just doing everything, and you'll have those moments, and you should be able to give yourself grace in those moments. But one of the things that I really, and not but, and one of the things I really like about what you said is it's building a brand, right? It's
Yeah.
it's it's not just about being on YouTube. And maybe some people
Mm,
have that goal just to be
mm,
on YouTube, just to put things
right.
maybe side hobby. And then for others, it's about building a more sustainable brand, right? Because I think
Mm,
you said it's what, like 1,000 views, 50 cent. I mean, 50 cents not going to get you too far. And so
mm,
it's like, even if you're monetized, which, I mean, that 4,000 hours looks like the biggest hurdle
yeah.
known.
It
And
is. It really is.
yeah, it can feel kind of, bad when you see all, YouTube will suggest all these videos of these creators who, I monetized in 5 minutes. And
Right. Right.
follow me. And it's like, no. Or people saying YouTube is on, easy street.
Easy
Somebody,
mode. Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I think that my take on that is, if your content is to educate YouTube content creators on
mhm,
things that they need, all you gotta do is to copy other creators in terms of
yeah,
what's the trend. Is it the title? Is it the thumbnail? Is it the um, how to say, the viral, to go viral? Of course, you're not trying to create a brand, and of course, you're gonna have overwhelming number of views. Um, and interestingly, I've seen. I can't remember which video was this, but there's one video that I watched recently, and young content creators were kind of making noise about our content are actually really really good, and it's just frustrating when you see content that are just so, I'm sorry to say, but really rubbish, but they have thousands of views. And again, it's again, I think I've mentioned this to you in our conversation. I think what my comfort, where I get the comfort from that painful truth is my content is evergreen. So this is a business that needs time to grow, because our topic is not like, okay, I'm going to swallow 3 eggs in 3 seconds, so I have 3 million views, and nobody will ever dare care about that content anymore tomorrow.
uh,
So that's where I get the comfort from, the painful truth sometimes when I say, man, I'm producing videos where people should actually pay for because
Sure.
it's so rich. You know what I mean? But then again, I have just to remind myself, I have to reset my mind and say, you're doing evergreen content, you're building up your brand,
Yeah.
you're only 2 months old. So sit down and just sit down and keep doing what you're doing. So I think that's the mental strength in me as a salesperson. Because when you're a salesperson, you go through so many bad days. You
Yeah.
almost want to quit your job. You don't hit your sales target. You lose your sales bonus. You get scolded by your boss, and you feel demoralized, and then you feel doubtful about yourself. Like, can I still do this job? Can I still sell? Or you question yourself, why is it that no one's buying from me? Maybe I suck. So that translates too as a content creator for me. Why do I not have enough views? Do I suck? But I know that I don't. I know that I don't. So I never really take it so personal. I just say, look, it's new, it takes time, it's evergreen, it will take time. And in fact, today when I posted a video, I already told myself because it was for me, it's a very good video. It's a banging video. If you see the thumbnail, you can see the progress I'm making from my first video to now. The
You're the
progress of
queen of thumbnails. You got thumbnails down pat.
but let me tell thank you, but let me tell you this. They say all the experienced YouTube content creator gurus, they say, oh, you create this thumbnail. I think my thumbnail is worth clicking. You know what I do? I ask my kids. I made one where I was wearing incredible costume,
I love
like the
it.
mommy incredible, right? And I used that on my video today, but this time I had dollars, $100 bills around me. And it's fun. It's such a fun time that I have fun. So I asked my kids, I said, come here, have a look. I go, would you click this video? And they were like so giggly about this. Oh my God, that is so cool, mommy. Even if it's not you, it's so cool. I would click it. Guess what? How many clicks I had for that video for now? Probably less than 10. But but again, for me, I make sure that when I post that video, I already set a standard to myself.
Yeah.
Like I know that it will take time for everything. I consider this as a small business. Like you set up a business, whether you set up a donut shop or you set up like a salon,
Yeah.
you cannot expect the place to flood with customers right away.
Yeah.
So I think because I'm setting up a business in that format, I apply business approaches where I have structure, I have kind of little sense of managing what's really going on and what I have control of, and it will just take off by itself. So I think that's my advice to any viewers that you have who are also equally frustrated as us, that
Yeah.
as long as you're producing really good content and really evergreen, if that's you like us, just hang in there. It's gonna take time, and who am I to say I'm also just new? But that's
Mhm.
how it is. It's the only choice we have left.
Yeah, and they have all these statistics out about how many you people that start YouTube that actually stay in YouTube, and they
Yeah,
have tons and tons of statistics out about it. But the thing
yeah,
is, a lot of people don't actually stay, right? A lot of
mm,
people actually quit because they can't handle the fact that their videos aren't going viral right away. They
yeah,
don't have thousands and thousands of views, and they
mm,
also don't have the resilience that they need for
right.
this type of space. Because unfortunately, whether you're cooking, whether you're
Mhm.
selling, whether you do content like my content, which also, by the way, is content people used to pay for because I used to teach it and
Right.
students
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely,
But I
absolutely.
choose to share it because I feel like it can truly help, truly heal. And this
Right,
is the space I'm in. But you have to have those things, I think. I think because we've got tons and tons of people talking about all the things that you need to do, right, to be a successful content creator, from the thumbnail to the title to the description to check this button, don't check this button. One of the
right.
things
Oh
that
gosh,
I
yeah,
don't one of the things that I don't see them discussing is what you brought to the table, which is this idea of resilience. You have to have that. You have to have a growth mindset,
yeah,
and you have to look at the long term. You have to be resilient and don't take things personally, because you're just not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Like this right
yeah,
now will not be everybody's cup of tea, and that is
right,
okay. I respect
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
we're different, and I love difference. And one of the things I love about that I didn't even think about when I started this channel, it was meeting someone like you from from a completely different country,
Mm-hmm,
someone that
mm-hmm.
I really vibe with, someone that's teaching me
Yeah,
things. And I've met other people, and it's just, those types of things can also, open up your horizons and teach you, because
yeah,
I consider myself a lifetime learner. I'm always learning. And I
yeah.
think adaptability, resilience, growth mindset, all of those things are so important when you come into this space. And I do believe this space it's growing because it's kind of where we're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. And so I
It's
think,
funny because
go ahead.
when I spoke to my ex boss before I hop into YouTube content creating, I mentioned to him, I said, "Hey, we just do our usual. How is it going and stuff like that." So I said, "Hey, what are you up to and stuff?" And I go, "Oh, I'm actually getting into the YouTube world. I'm setting up my channel." And both of us are in sales, right? And then he
Mhm.
looked at me and he's like, "It's a jungle there." And then I looked at him and I said, "It's okay. I'm an animal too."
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's true. It's
Response
just
is
a jungle. It's just this
epic.
jungle full of different types of animals. And if you just say, "Look, I'm not gonna be upset that you're a tiger. I'm not gonna be upset that you're a lion. Guess what? I'm a crocodile."
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of like how I look at it as well.
Mhm.
I think you to survive, and I feel I will survive YouTube to survive this very trying period, which is the new content creators who have not really reached that level of success, whatever that success means to individually. I
Sure.
feel like I feel like to survive that, you just really have to focus on yourself, focus on your growth,
Mhm.
and just do it. Just do what you did. Why you did this to begin with. Just keep doing that.
And
When you set up your channel, your first video, you never care about like 50 likes or 500 views. You
mm,
were celebrating the only first view. You celebrated the first subscriber.
yeah.
So if you stick your mind to that mindset and say, "Look, every day is a bonus. If there's somebody who subscribed, thank you. That's great."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I've even seen really large channels. I, I think, I follow like, oh, geez, was it vidIQ and some of those
Yeah.
things, media and some of those channels.
Think media. Yeah.
And they talk about, they even show, the analytics and the data where
Mhm.
they have all these millions of subscribers, excuse
Yeah.
me, and then they've lost just as many subscribers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody's going to go through that. So no matter if you're
Yeah.
small, big, or in between, those are
Absolutely.
expectations that you have. So, and the last question that I have for you, which I think is just great segue, is you've kind of already done that, but any final thoughts on what advice you would give further to aspiring creators, if you will, that are wanting to start their own channels, maybe before they start or when they start, or however you want to approach it.
It's a very, very good question because for me, my biggest advice is the same advice I gave to myself. You you really need to know what you're doing and why you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that really matters. Like if you say my passion is baking, so I want to click record and share the world. I'm baking every 3 times a week at home. I just want to record it and show it to the world.
Yeah.
So I think if you really want to be happy, I think for me the most important part for my I can only speak for myself, is you really need to enjoy what you're doing. And that's why I managed to stay 25 years in sales, even if it's the crappiest job in the world, because there's a lot of negativity, a lot of stress, a lot of rejection. It's highly pressured. And to stay for 25 years, I think because I'm happy with it. I enjoy the stress. I enjoy the pressure. I love it. I learned to love it. Without it, I think I will be super bored. So
Mhm.
I think to really, my biggest advice is, before you even start up your channel, is to be really sure about what you're going to do on with this channel. Have a really game plan, whether it's I just want to create a brand and I just want to use YouTube as a vehicle for that. Good. Or I just want to create a channel and share a day in my life every day, because I have a lot of fun stuff going on and people can resonate. So I think for me it's really understanding really what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And really, I think the niche part is, for me, in my opinion, is very important, that you have a niche, a specific niche. I don't believe in, oh, I'm just gonna click record and see how it goes. I don't think there's growth process in that. And I think YouTube is so exhausting. Producing content is so exhausting.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're not growing, nothing is gonna balance that feeling, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, the no pain, no gain kind of thing. So after I create one video, I'm exhausted, but it's rewarding because I've grown from that video and I know that next video will be better, or next video I will be more this and that. But if I'm just going to create a video of random videos every day, while it's easy to get viewers, while it's easy to get likes and subscribe
Yeah.
or to get viral, I think that's the burnout there, because you're not growing. You're just giving, 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 but not you're not receiving back.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that,
Mm,
I enjoy the videos, the content that I put out.
mm,
I absolutely enjoy it. But there are
mm,
days and moments where I'm just like, wow, this video, like I said earlier, didn't do very well. And I'm
mm.
guilty. I started my channel exactly how you said don't start your channel. So everybody listen to her. Don't do that. Where I just kind of pressed record. It was more of a ending of a healing journey, for
Mm,
me. So, but that's a whole different story. This is about your channel, not mine. But yeah, I would just say, hey, listen to her, have something in mind that, do the research, right? Make sure that you know what your niche is, because that's one thing about your channel, from the first video to the video that you would see today, tomorrow, the next day, it has never deviated, right? It's always,
really?
yeah,
You
you've been
think so?
on your sales. You know what your niche is. You know what your viewer is. Um,
Mm,
yes, of course, we evolve, and sometimes we have to rebrand.
right.
Some of us won't, but definitely, I can definitely respect and appreciate that. And that is some solid sound advice that I would get behind. Because yeah, the first ones of mine were very cringeworthy, and
Mhm. Well,
immediately
that's
like,
how we grow. That's how we grow. That's the whole process there. Without
yeah,
without all these cringe moments, you're not gonna grow. And yeah, I feel I appreciate your feedback on that, because I've always been, when I hit record, I'm just 100% the same person from my first video.
yeah.
And I stick to my passion. That's what it is. So I can continue feeling motivated, doing the next one and the next one and the next one. That's the only way for me to keep going.
Yeah. Well, if so, anyone viewing this after, because it looks like we're ending our interview here, but anyone viewing this after, please, please, please make sure that if you're on my channel, you go check out Majoy's channel, and I'm going to link everything that you need. So you just have to click on it. One little click will take you right over there, because if you are a content creator, I promise you that you may not think that you need this type of information, but you absolutely need it, especially as you begin to grow out and you start creating these products off of your brand. If that's what you're choosing to do, it's so important to be able to sell and market certain things and know how to do it. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And I will be, I think this will be on your channel as well. And this will be on my channel. We've discussed so many things, from your creative process to any challenges that you may have, to your successes, your approach to analytics, which I love, your plans, and you've offered some advice to your viewers and your audience. Are there any last parting words that you would like to give to anyone out there who maybe in sales or maybe in the creative process, that you'd like to offer them?
Okay, I think for any salesperson, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning, I believe that we are all salespeople. We are constantly selling. We're just not doing it by profession, or we're just not getting paid to doing that. When you're convincing someone, oh no, let's go to McDonald's instead of KFC. Why do you think so? Oh, because they have a better this and that, this and that. You're selling there. You're not getting paid to doing that. It's not a profession as such, but you're selling because you're trying to convince
Mm,
someone to have the same liking and the same feeling as yourself. So that's just a little, I think, a funny example. But I think that my parting message, if there's any content creator here, and yeah, I agree to what you say. A lot of times, content creators should know that we are selling ourselves. We are selling our channel. We're selling the product. From the thumbnail to description to
mm,
the words. Okay, they teach you all of that by all this vidIQ and all these big channels, but what
mhm,
you don't learn is the process that you have to go through as an individual creator once you've established all these funny little things, you
yeah.
know and really mastering in my channel. I also talk about communication, so I teach a lot of communication that you can use in sales.
Mhm,
uh, Basically, it will help you to learn to communicate and be able to earn the trust and confidence of your client. And the same thing on the video. When I'm talking on my camera, when I'm talking to my viewers, that's my goal. I want them to trust that I am someone they could actually trust, in terms of, does she know what she's talking about? Is she worth clicking? Is this really a channel I should follow, and stuff like that? So I
mhm,
think in the essence, content creators should learn the art of sales as well, and communication, because
mhm.
people will only buy because they like you. I think that's my closing tip there. People buy because they like you, and people will only follow your channel and support your channel and continue to like what you're doing, from one content to another, whether it's 100 videos later, 200 videos later. If it's the same person watching you, let's face it, because they also like you.
Yeah,
And that's something that a lot of salespeople understand, or should understand. Like, in order for me to sell, or for you to buy from me or support my channel, I need to be likable. You need to like me. And you know what? If you don't like me, then we just move on. We shake hands and we move on. But that's the whole idea, at least in my mind. That's my application as a salesperson that has diverted into content creating, which I've never done in my life. But the application is the same. Everything I'm doing with the whole YouTube journey is exactly the same as what I used to do in my sales job.
Yeah, and with that, those are excellent parting words. I have had the absolute most fun time having this conversation with you. I appreciate you imparting wise words to me and to all of the viewers out there. And I look forward to doing this again or collaborating in other ways again. And I hope
Yeah.
that all of you out there have enjoyed this. And maybe we'll do, if you want more, put it in the comments. If you want more
Yes,
from,
we're happy to do more of this because we're having fun. You see, this
yeah,
is what content creating should be. You're having a good time and you're growing. That's it, you know.
yes, you're
If you
growing.
feel if you feel pressured and you don't feel like you're growing, then you should not be doing content creating because there's other things that are more meaningful than doing this if it's not making you happy and grow.
Oh, one quick question. So I want to put a thumbnail on it. Can I get I want to use your super, can I use that one?
Yeah,
Put it
yeah,
on
for
there
sure.
as advertising because
Definitely. It's my favorite, it's my
it's,
favorite. It's
it's
absolutely brilliant.
amazing.
It's hilarious in many ways, but yeah, yeah.
All right, good. I know it's late there, so thank you so much. I will forward this to you so you can post it on yours. To everybody else, have just a wonderful, bright, and beautiful day. Take care of your mind, your body, and your soul, and we will see you again. We'll see you.
See you guys.